What's going on, guys? This is the SGPN Fantasy Football Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented to you by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays, live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win. If you bet $100, you're going to get $100 at WynnBET.com or download the WynnBET app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Final Four Watch Party, April 1st at 7:30 p.m. SGP will be at the Ice House in Los Angeles. Come watch the game, hang out with the crew. All the info at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse. All right, we're doing our draft series. We've gone through picks 1 through 6, and this is Superflex 12-team rookie mock draft, linear mock draft, and we've already done all 6. So make sure you go check out SGPN Fantasy Football on YouTube and subscribe, like, comment. Please send your fantasy football questions. Let's get this draft started. And let's see who we got. No surprises at the 101. Bijan Robinson, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Anthony Richardson at 106. We're sitting at 107, Brad. And so here is a spot. I mean, is there a teardrop for you as far as the running backs when it comes? You have Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs. Is there another running back that you would consider here? Other players you're considering here?
Yeah, so this is my 107 this is my Zach Charbonnet spot. This is where I'm comfortable taking him. I think this is the right spot for him. I know we've seen him in all of our previous mocks go basically locked in at the 110. I'm not waiting that long because I don't think he's going to last that long. So 107 for a guy who's got a 3-down skill set, this is where I'm looking at him. Unless the caveat is I'm in a dire need for a quarterback. And then I'm probably looking at Will Levis, but I'm locking in Zach Charbonnet at the 107. That's just me.
Yeah, and for me, I'd go with Jordan Addison. That'd be my pick. And you still have Will Levis on the board. It is Superflex draft. And so if you're thinking about that, you're obviously putting the pick on the block and seeing if anyone's willing to come in and take that off your hands and see if you can get something plus for, get Charbonnet plus a third or plus a second. So here, if you were making the pick, is there anyone else you're considering? Quentin Johnston, Michael Mayer? Anybody?
No, I'm not looking at any of those guys. You talked about Addison. He's the number one wide receiver I'd be looking at here. Then Will Levis at the quarterback position and Zach Charbonnet at the running back.
All right, you got the dial. Who you picking?
We'll do your Jordan Addison. I'm all right with that.
All right. And so first round, Bijan Robinson, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Anthony Richardson, Jordan Addison, Will Levis, Quentin Johnston at 109. Zach Charbonnet, he is a 10 because he always goes at 110.
Yeah, he does.
We got Michael John Mayer at 111, Kayshon Boutte at 112, Josh Downs, Devin A-Chain, and then we have my auto pick at the 203. Come on. Why is Zay Flowers not going off the board? Jalen Hyatt at 204, Zach Evans 205, Sean Tucker 206. Sleeper, keep doing what you're doing because apparently I can get Zay Flowers in the middle of the second round pick, but I don't think that's real. We've already drafted Zay Flowers at least 3 times, so we're not drafting him again, even though he is by far the clear pick for me. Brad, who are you looking at?
So this is the first conundrum that we found ourselves in really since we've been looking at the 106 to 108 without a quarterback in the first round. I think we took a quarterback at 105. I think we took a quarterback at 106. We ended up going with Jordan Addison this time, and now I'm thinking Hendon Hooker is the pick here. You get a guy that a lot of people have as the quarterback 3, produced an enormous touchdown to interception ratio. I think like over 80 touchdowns to maybe like 7 interceptions, 6 or 7 interceptions, something like that. Just absolutely disgusting numbers. And a guy who looks to be getting pretty damn healthy from that ACL. So I'm looking at Hendon Hooker. They had raves about his interview process at the combine. And I think that, that's going to translate to the field a little bit for him if you're willing to wait on that second round quarterback.
Yeah, it was 85 and 13. This guy is, just produced and about 6,000 yards passing. And then he also added, about 1,000 yards rushing on the ground. I mean, this guy's a dual threat. If he gets first round draft capital, let's be clear. If this guy's a round 3 pick, then we're not doing that. And I just don't think that's going to happen. Daniel Jeremiah is too plugged in. He has him as a top 50 player. He also has him going 3 in his mock draft. I have him at pick 19. I said earlier that I think you're looking at probably more in the mid-20s range. Somebody could trade out of the first round and somebody, trades back in, and maybe you see the Lions or Seattle jump in. I mean, Seattle would be a great landing spot for him. But Minnesota Vikings would be very interesting with Kirk Cousins, coming up on a contract where maybe Kirk Cousins gets traded somewhere in the next year or two. So I'm fine with that. Assuming he went to the first round, then I'm taking Hendon Hooker right here.
All right, let's do it.
And if you went early second round, I'd still consider it. Zay Flowers, Kendre Miller, Cedric Tillman, Tyjae Spears, Dalton Kincaid. Kincaid was another one to be considered, and I would also consider Kendre Miller and Tyjae Spears over there at that hooker spot. Tanner McKee, Rashee Rice. Then you have my auto pick, and that is Marvin Mims, Luke Musgrave, Darnell Washington, Rakim Jarrett, and then our pick.
Damn it. Thought he was going to make it.
Thought Rakim Jarrett's going to make it?
Thought he was going to make it. That was going to be my call there at the wide receiver position. I'm going to say the story stays the same as kind of what we talked about before, where the running back kind of value here is just too much to pass up. So you get your pick of the litter. Do you want that bruiser in Rashawn Johnson? Do you want the speed guy in Abanaconda? Do you want the all-around guy in McBride? Like, what's your desire? What do you want? I mean, I've seen guys who have Debo McBride in their top 5 running back rankings. I actually think it's either Bucky Brooks or Daniel Jeremiah. One of the two have him in their top 5. And here we are 8 running backs in, and he's still on the board. So I think this is a perfect spot to be looking at some of those guys. For me, Izzy, we've talked about it before. Izzy's my top guy, but I'm fine going with any of these dudes right now.
Yeah, and I got to interview Debo McBride right there at the combine, and I asked him. I said, what are you trying to prove here at the combine? And he said, I'm trying to prove that I can catch. He said, I'm a running back, and he said one of the reasons I didn't catch the ball so much is I was rushing for 170 yards a game. We didn't have to throw the ball to me. But he's a nasty pass blocker, and he is a very good running back. The thing is can he catch? He says he can. We just haven't seen a lot of it. And just because we haven't seen it, it's in conversation with Ken Walker. That doesn't mean he can't do it. But, you'd like to have seen it already. It's much easier to believe it when you've already seen it. And
right.
So and we've seen a lot of these guys come out of college that haven't been used as running back and haven't been able to become that guy. Chase Brown has been that guy. Had 30 catches last year, had almost 400, touches. I like Chase Brown here or Izzy.
All right, let's spice it up a little bit. Let's go Chase Brown this time.
We have Rashawn Johnson, Stetson Bennett, Max Duggan, Xavier Hutchinson, Debo McBride, Tucker Kraft, Will Mallory, my auto pick, and Payne Durham, Jaron Hall. We have Clayton Tune. We have Ford, and then our pick is on the board.
We should just stop doing the 4th round. Like, this is not what the 4th round would look like.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think the 4th round is going to look like this, but, our pick of Izzy Ibukanda is still on the board, and we have to take him or Eric Gray, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Izzy's
but yeah, some of these guys like Payne Durham and like they're just not going to go. So I don't know what they're doing here.
All right, we're just going to go with Izzy because it makes sense.
Braylon Willis, Zach Kuntz, he's already moving up the board in the last 30 minutes.
Yep.
Darian Thompson and then Jake Haener. All right. Well, hey, we got to check. Make sure we thank our sponsors. Appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the show, and of course, ask any fantasy football questions. We'll get back to you, and you can always join our Discord. Let us know if you have any questions about that. All right, and Brad, let's tell them what they can get for the sponsors.
Absolutely. So the Final Four is right around the corner, and our guys at Sports Gambling Podcast are going to be hosting a Final Four watch party at the historic Ice House in Pasadena, California on Saturday, April 1st at 7:30. Make sure you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse to get all of the details. We're also looking for a PGA Masters giveaway. So if you're looking to hang out with our main two men, Sean and Ryan, at the Stadium Swim and watch the biggest golf tournament in the world, you have the opportunity to by winning a 3-night stay at the Circle Las Vegas to hang out. The contest is completely free. All you have to do is go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/golf party. And if you don't win the contest, you can still get a discount on the room using our promo code SGP15. And we are also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is heating up for March Madness. The college pick'em is a great way to get in on all the action, especially if your bracket is busted after day one. Plus, Underdog Fantasy has your favorite college basketball player props. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus of up to $100. Again, that's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
All right. Well, thank you guys again. And as always, good luck this season.
Cheers.